Hello everyone and welcome back to my B&B Everyday YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At the cabin, Brooke overhears Carter and Hope talking about going behind Ridge's back and making Carter director. Ridge and Steffy have no idea that when they inked the papers they gave him full control of the company. Brooke exhales as Carter tells Hope this would be a coup, however. Forrester will be ours to run. If we do this? At Forrester, Taylor and Ridge sit down to converse. He asks how she's doing. She's feeling stronger and thanks him for minding. Ridge says, "I'll always watch document." They go over how happy Taylor is to be back with Steffy and the kiddies. They laugh about how transparent their son is about the two of them. Taylor knows he's with Brooke, his fortune. Nothing could come between them. At Il Giardino, Will assures Electra he'd still kiss her indeed if she got anchovies on her pizza. She teases about redundant garlic and flirts with him. Will likes being with her outside of the office. At the bar, wearing a chapeau, the snooper watches them. Electra and Will toast and Cleric pops by. Will introduces him to Electra and Deacon learns she's working on Forrester's new jewelry line. At the bar, the snooper watches as Cleric goes off and Will takes Electra's hand, telling her he could gawk at her all day long. They makes further small talk as the snooper looks on. Cleric checks in with Electra and Will again, and Bill's son explains that his girl is a Forrester. They sputter about how busy the place is and Cleric goes off to deal with her extremity. Will resumes seeing Electra, saying he wants to know everything there's to know about her. In the cabin, Hope and Carter bandy feeling shamefaced about what they're doing. For Carter, he feels he has to cover Hope. Steffy's gotten her way at the company's expenditure and Hope's. Hope is sure she'd rather see the structure burn down than have her walk the hallways again. They phenomenon at her satisfying Ridge that she threw herself at Finn. The opinions have a ripple effect, but they're not concerned. Carter smothers that they put them in this position. Hope says they've to figure out their coming step. Carter asks, "Can we do this? Can we take over Forrester?" In the main office, Taylor tells Ridge she's been keeping up with Chandra. Ridge chides that he'll keep writing her to take this seriously. Talk turns to him being caught in the middle of Steffy firing Hope. Ridge admits Brooke is furious. Just also she walks in. Ridge frowns. Is commodity wrong? At Il Giardino, Will tells Electra his family's life has been libelous. He wants to know about hers. His phone dings and he's demanded back at the office. Electra urges him to go. She can find her way back. Will kisses her, which catches the snooper's attention and goes. Once she's alone, the snooper walks up to her table. She questions Remy. He says, "Hi, Electra." Electra jumps up and hugs him. They're so happy to see each other. She asks how effects are back home and asks what he's doing in Los Angeles. He says he's there for a fresh launch, and to see you, Electra. In the cabin, Carter paces as he says Ridge trusted him. And what did I do? Hope questions if Ridge actually trusts him. He didn't hear to him or his ideas. Just take that into consideration when you start to feel shamefaced. He was discarded and disrespected. Carter smothers that what they did to her was wrong, and there's not an ounce of guilt from Steffy. It'll be the death of this company. Hope muses, unless we save it. She tells him it's impeccably reasonable to have a hole in his stomach. She's just as equivocal and wishes they were no way in this position to begin with. Carter says they did what they had to do, but can we make it sanctioned? Right now it's their secret, no bone. Knows. Hope says he's risking everything. No man has ever fought for her as hard as he has. Carter says it's because he loves her. She's been underrated for too long, however. It's for you. If I do this, it's for all the Logan women. He'll turn Forrester into a place where everyone can thrive. They start making out. In the main office, Taylor offers to step out. Brooke thanks her. Formerly alone, Ridge asks his lady love what's going on. It can't be that bad. She knows he's been making plans to restructure the company. Ridge doesn't suppose they bandied that. Brooke says they didn't. Ridge assures her it's nothing to be concerned about. Carter drew up the papers and he and Steffy inked them. It's forfeiture. Brooke says, "No, Ridge. It's not fine. It's not fine at all." Ridge tells Brooke that the LLC is good for them. It's nothing to worry about. It's a done deal. Brooke tells him there's commodity he needs to know. She explains that Hope and Carter are involved. They're in a relationship. Ridge supposes that explains him defending her. Brooke promised to keep their secret, but she had to tell him because there's commodity differently he needs to know. She went to the cabin and eavesdropped Carter and Hope agitating the LLC papers. She warns this will come as a shock. You do realize that Carter's name was on those papers as well, right? Ridge shrugs that he's the duty Joe. He doesn't question him and trusts him fully. Brooke says, well, perhaps you shouldn't. Ridge asks what's going on then. Brooke says it's her understanding that when he and Steffy inked those papers, he gave Carter full authority over Forrester Creations and over him too. Ridge says they're in full control. Brooke demurs. She hates to say this because her son is involved, but Carter pulled an achievement. When Ridge and Steffy inked the papers, it was a set-up. He played you. Oh my God, what he did was horrible. And now Carter has full control of Forrester Creations. Hope and Carter bandied how Steffy and Ridge had no idea they gave Carter full control of Forrester when they inked those LLC papers. Carter told Hope that if they did this, the company would be theirs to run. Brooke continued hearkening for a bit and eventually took off to give Ridge updates ASAP. Although both Hope and Carter felt some guilt about this plot, they eventually acted like they did what they had to do. Carter said they could make it sanctioned and refocused out it was their secret since he assumed no bone. Differently knew. After Carter made a vaticination about turning Forrester into a place where everyone could thrive, Hope kissed him passionately. Brooke intruded Ridge's discussion with Taylor, who decided to head out. That gave Brooke a chance to bring up the LLC papers, but Ridge assured her that everything was fine. Brooke dissented and said there was commodity Ridge demanded to know. After Brooke admitted Hope and Carter were in a romantic relationship, she said she had to tell Ridge that because there was commodity differently he demanded to be concerned about. Brooke explained how she eavesdropped Carter and Hope talking about the LLC papers. Once Brooke got Ridge to confirm that he'd seen Carter's name on the paperwork, Ridge formally again acted like it was no big deal since he trusted Carter fully. Still, Brooke said perhaps Ridge should ent and delivered some shocking news. Although Brooke abominated to say this since Hope was involved, she claimed that Carter played him and pulled an achievement. Ridge was left reeling as Brooke claimed that when he inked those papers along with Steffy, he gave Carter full control of Forrester Creations. At Il Giardino's bar, Remy described on Electra as she participated some kittenish moments with Will and met Deacon. Will got called to the office before they could finish their mess, but Electra assured him that she could find her own way back. Once Will left, Remy headed over to Electra's table and caught her by surprise. A stupefied Electra saluted Remy by name before he did the same. After Electra excitedly pulled Remy into a clinch, she said it had been ever and asked how effects were back home. Once Remy said it was the same old, Electra asked what he was doing in Los Angeles. Remy replied that he came there to make a fresh launch and to see Electra. Electra will inescapably fall into Remy's trap now that he's making his move, so stay tuned.